we can start now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Zara Munib from AWM Study in Turkey. We've jointly hosted this webinar with Koç University, Istanbul. As most of you know, Koç is Turkey's most prestigious university. So we're here today with the representative of the international office, Miss Irina. She's here. And she'll be giving you a presentation about the university, and then you can ask question and answers at the end, and we have a Q&A session. Over to you, Irina.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Irina. Thank you for a short introduction, Ms. Zahra. I will start with the presentation about Koç University and some general information about Turkey, Istanbul, and education here. At the end of the session, I will be able to answer your questions, but you can start asking them meanwhile in the Q&A section that is available right now. You may be able to see it at the bottom of your screens. So I'm sharing my screen right now. The webinar is being recorded, so the link also will be shared later on with all the students who participated and who couldn't participate. Okay. So let me start with a general introduction of the Turkey in general. Why Turkey? What is the system of education in Turkey, and all the related information. First of all, in Turkey, for those who might already consider your future education, right, to apply to the undergraduate, or maybe there are students who are here right now thinking about master or PhD degree. In Turkey, we are operating under the Bologna system of education, meaning that we have bachelor, master, and PhD degrees offered in all the universities, and our bachelor degree programs are lasting 4 years, then master degrees according to the major that you're choosing, and PhD degrees as well. In most of the universities, specifically in the private universities, foundation universities, we call it this way in Turkey, the language of the education is English language. However, if you are considering or you learn some Turkish and your goal is to apply and study at the university with the Turkish language of instruction, you may consider some like private foundation universities or mostly state universities, if that is your main goal. Like a little remark about let's say accommodating yourself in Istanbul when you come here, even comparing that for the last several years we have kind of like increasing inflation going on in country. However, still Turkey is among those countries that the cost of living is quite affordable. So it is less expensive than in most of the European countries, America, the UK, Canada, and many other countries as well. I will be having another slide with a little bit more information for the monthly expenditures and so on. In Turkey, we also have a scholarship program called Türkiye Bursları that might be interesting for someone who might not have enough financial funds to fund your university education, like proceed with your education abroad. It's called Türkiye Bursları. It was implemented by the Turkish government, and I think right now the applications are open. Koç University is one of the universities that is on the list and partnering with Türkiye Bursları. So you may consider this part as well. Again, if you don't have sponsor or your family cannot support you in financing the education in general. But please, for this, since it is not specifically connected to our university, you can go to their website and proceed with checking the information over there. In general, here, some information about Turkey. The official name of Turkey right now is Republic of Türkiye. This is something new that we are also kind of trying to get used to, change name from Turkey to Türkiye. So please keep this in mind. And despite of that, many people, of course, know that the biggest city in Turkey is Istanbul. The capital is Ankara. So Ankara is the capital and political center, I would say, of Turkey, of Türkiye. And Istanbul, it's a heart of Turkey. That would my own expression of how would I name Istanbul in general. And before entering to Turkey, for most of the students, of course, you will be requiring, and especially for students from Pakistan, you need a visa to enter Turkey. So please keep this in mind when you submit your application. In order to enter Turkey, you need to apply for the student visa in the Turkish embassy in Pakistan. And then upon your arrival, after you register to university, you will have to prepare some set of the documents for the student resident permit. Submit all these documents to one of our offices called International Community Office, and they will be helping you with your application, with your process of getting the student resident permit. In this regards, also one important thing is that you will be able to apply to the student visa from Pakistan only if you get full acceptance from any Turkish university. So regardless if it's Koç University or any other. So please keep it in mind, even if you receive conditional letter from the university, embassy will not be able to provide you with visa unless it is full acceptance. So this is the thing to keep in mind. And about Istanbul a little bit, you can see here some basic facts, some numbers as well. Istanbul is the city that basically combines, and you maybe heard of this, or maybe some of them you've been here as well. It is a bridge between Asia and Europe. We have both European and Asian side. Even in your daily communication, it is very common to hear something, where would we meet today? In Europe or in Asia, meaning on the European or Asian side of the city. In total, we have around 50 million people who live in Istanbul. Among these people, right now, as per registration and for the last report, we have more than 250,000 international students studying in Istanbul from different countries. Itself, the city, as I said, like it's heart of Turkey, and it's full of historical places as much as like very nice sightseeing, a very vibrant life, which is, I think, might be very interesting and suitable or exciting for many students who come here for the first time. Here you can see on the screen the map of the metro in Istanbul. There is plenty of different options of transportation, by the way, except metro, subway. We also have sea transportation, such as ferries. We have tram lines. We have underwater transportation. So I think it might be a little bit confusing in your first weeks of staying in Istanbul, but after some point, you're getting used to it very well. And there are several of the applications, mobile applications, that you can also download later on to navigate in the city very well until you will become a local Istanbulian, let's say, and will be able to even help other people to navigate in Istanbul. It's a very common question outside, how can I get here, there, and so on. So believe me, after a certain time, you will be able to even reply this message. Before coming to Istanbul, what would be our several suggestions for you to consider? First of all, in Turkey, Turkish is an official spoken language. Even though, like in many touristic places, people know English, at the university on campus, of course, you will be able to communicate in English with your professors, as education, again, is an English language, with your classmates, with administrative staff. However, if you're going somewhere, it's better to know some basic Turkish language, because locals might not understand any other languages. For this, you can see on this slide specifically, there are several websites that you can visit before coming to Turkey. So for Turkish language, if you Google Yunus Emre Institute, this is a web platform where actually you can get a paid course for Turkish language, but there are also different free video tutorials that might be helpful for you to, again, just to learn how to say, how are you in Turkish? How can I get here? My name is this and that. Basically, at university, you will be also able to take an elective course of Turkish language. It is up to you. But again, be a little bit prepared before coming to a new country where English is not a widely spoken language. If you're already thinking about how would you find some friends, international friends, apart from your classmates, you can always, now it's everywhere very accessible. You can just find an Instagram. There are a lot of groups, right, and accounts for the foreigners in Turkey. You can also visit some of the websites. One of them is shown here. It's called Yabancı, with some tips, again, for the expats or people who come here to live in Istanbul for several years. For the cost of living, You can see here, these are approximate numbers that you would be needing to spend per year. The prices got higher within the last 3 years, so please consider that it is also not the, I would say, last amount suggested. So the prices might get higher again in Turkey. So for this, your family, you or your sponsors need to be prepared. The amount from 15 to 20,000 USD, it's approximately per year, including accommodation, either on campus or off campus accommodation, as well as like daily expenditures, like stationery, shopping, and so on. There is one more website which you can check. You can see it. It's the last suggested website, which is the platform that belongs to Turkish government, and all the Turkish universities are listed there, both foundation like Koç University and state universities, with all the programs that they are offering to international students. Again, do some kind of research, like a little bit of investigation before deciding to come to Turkey as an international student. Now we will be talking about Koç University. Koç University is an intensive research university with around 8,000 students studying at all kinds of degrees, bachelor, master, and PhD degrees. Around 10% of the students are international students, and every year this ratio is increasing, which is very good for us, for internalization, and for the university to have a very nice community of international students. We do have students from Pakistan, of course. I will be also mentioning about this a bit later on to give you some tips what can be done before you come to Koç. We offer 22 undergraduate programs within 7 colleges. There will be, again, different information on this. And also for all our undergraduate programs, we offer different types of the scholarships from the university. And this year, for example, around 40% of international students who were accepted to the programs got some kind of either partial or full tuition fee scholarships, and 2% received the full tuition coverage from the university this year. Every year, these numbers are changing. We're just like trying to show you the last updates. About the academic staff and the professors' background of Koç University, again, around 10% of the professors of university are international professors, but most of them, of course, they're Turkish citizens. And you can see some statistics here on this on this slide where our professors finished their doctorate PhD degree. So you can see that around more than 30% of them, they finished there and graduated from world top top 100 universities, and also some of them with the percentage from Ivy League, Oxbridge, Australian universities, and so on. Ranking also is, I believe, like for many of you and many of your parents especially, might be a very important factor of choosing what kind of university you would like to study. Koç University, it's been several years, actually. We were among 500 top universities in the world, according to Times Higher Education. And this year, we succeeded even to increase our rankings, meaning that now we are among 400 top universities in the world. And there are only 3 Turkish universities that are on the same page, let's say, as Koç University. And according to the QS World Rankings, we are in top 500 universities in the world. Here you can also see the rankings per subject. Again, of course, the rankings are changing every year based on the academic performance of the university, researches, papers that university publish, and so on. Now let's talk about what would you expect to be university like, what you would expect your life to be here if you live in Istanbul and study at Koç University. First of all, where we are located. Again, I mean, maybe some of you been to Istanbul before. If not, let me just briefly show you. You can see this like a colorful map here, with mostly on the left side, you can see this is the European part of Istanbul. Here is the Bosphorus, and on the right, there is a small part of the Asian side. There are in total 3 bridges in Istanbul, and like you can see here, 1, 2, 3. So we are located somewhere here next to the 3rd bridge, and very close basically to the place where Bosphorus meets Black Sea. However, if you even think that, yes, university might be located a bit far away, but it is only from 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic, by the public transportation or the internal like shuttles from the university to get to the main metro line from the map that I showed you before. And from this, using this metro line, you can access historical places, business centers, and so on. So basically, you can navigate around Istanbul with no problems. And you can use sea transportation to go to the Asian side whenever you have time, mostly at weekends. And this is how our campus looks like. In Istanbul, there are 2 types of universities, city universities and campus universities. So obviously, Koç University is a campus university with all the buildings being at the same place. On this picture, you can see administrative buildings, then academic buildings where the faculties are based, and your classes will be on the left side. There is like a small part of the dormitories that we have. I will be talking about this a little bit later as well too. So many facilities are on the campus, so please don't worry. We have our own market, we have hairdresser, bookshops, library, everything. So everything to make your life more comfortable and convenient while you're staying a little bit far from the city center. Including the sport facilities too. We have our own fitness center, gym, even ice skating ring. That might be interesting for and exciting for some of you. Outdoor, indoor pool. And about the dormitories, as I said, like here is one part of the dormitory, but there is a second one, which is just 5 minutes away from the university by the internal shuttle. So, and this is it. So like we don't have any other campuses. Like for undergraduate students, there's still like, there is a Koç University's hospital where if you're a medicine student, you'll be studying your 3 last years like of your medicine program. But if you study any other major, business administration, engineering, all your education is conducted at one place. About the dormitories, so as I mentioned, there will be 2 parts of the dormitories, and we offer double, triple, quadruple, and 5 persons rooms on campus. For the dormitory, in order to be able to apply for the dormitory and being eligible for that, you need to be already admitted to the program to university, arrange your tuition fee payment, and normally in August for a week, we are opening the application period. Even though we are trying, of course, to distribute the rooms between especially freshman students as much as we can. However, housing department is always suggesting, and we are suggesting ourselves to the students whenever the application for dormitory is open to apply at first day, not to miss this opportunity, because it's not guaranteed. We have them, but again, it's not guaranteed. You can also alternatively choose to live off campus, to rent a house by yourself with some classmates, or maybe like you already have some residents in Istanbul. Again, it's up to your choice. Now let's talk about the undergraduate programs that we offer at university. As I said, we have 22 undergraduate programs, and the general information is that they are all 4 years long in English language, with the exception of medicine program, which is 6 years long. And also you have to learn some Turkish after your first year, and then after the 3rd year to an even higher level, in order to be able to start your practicing years at Koç University's hospital. So that's the kind of only difference. And also the law program, which is honestly, I wouldn't say it's a very popular program among the international students. However, again, if you consider this, 70% of studying is in Turkish language and 30% in English language. So please think carefully before applying to this program. And from the very beginning, you have to provide Turkish proficiency exam results. For other programs, no. It's going to be in English language. Classes, lectures, everything is conducted in English language. Here I would like to give you some brief information about what you will be able to do and what you will be able to see when you're first year at Koç University, and later on the second slide, what will be your other years, like second, third, and fourth years. So to start with, at the first year, all students, now doesn't matter if you're studying engineering, economics, business administration, medicine, you will be studying the core program. We have the name of this program, core program. And next slide will be exactly about this. One of the very interesting courses that we have, there are also elective courses, but you can consider, and it is very suggested actually to pick this course, to select it. It's called Academic and Life Skills course. This course is exclusively was implemented by Koç University's professors, basically helping students with the transition from high schools to university. We can understand that for many students, especially the first year, you can be very excited about entering a new institution structure, but nevertheless, I mean, if you are a bit excited, you might be a little bit frightened as well. So this course helps you to manage your time, to manage, it has like stress management subjects and so on, to show you how to adapt, how to interpret lectures, how to behave in the classrooms, in seminar and so on. So I would say like it's mostly about the adaptive year, the first year, that will be definitely different, because maybe most of you studying in the high school with 300, 400,000 students in total, you will be entering another structure with 8,000 students. So strongly suggested and recommended to take this course. Also, you will be able, during the first weeks of the orientation days, you will be able to sign up for one of the clubs. We have around 80 clubs, and I think maybe 60 of them, they're active clubs that you can be signed up for. It can be anything connected to sports or other talents that you're showing or would like to perform. It can be dancing, it can be singing, and many other clubs. And as I mentioned about the core program, that's all students are enrolled in the first year. Please, this is a very important moment, because many students think that the first year when they come, they will directly start studying their major. We are working under a bit different type of the education, like not like many other Turkish universities, let's say, but more like American university with their liberal arts education. So first year, you're welcome to choose any courses you are actually interested in studying. So there will be some compulsory courses such as calculus. But if you're interested in the history of civilization, design thinking, ethics, you can see these are just samples of the subjects that university is offering you. So to broaden your mind, and mindset in general, it is also very important part of university's vision, let's say. So this is about core program. Also, let me first show this slide, then I will go back to that one. When you complete your first year, starting from the second year, there are different other opportunities that you can take. For example, you can apply for the double major and be able to later graduate with 2 diplomas at the end, not just one, but with a second. Like, let's say you applied for business administration, but then if you are selected, of course, there is a selection procedure. If you're selected, you might study, let's say, economics, and you'll be graduating with 2 majors at the end. Also, you will be able to apply for Erasmus exchange programs. We have more than 300 partners all over the world, and our separate office of Erasmus and exchange programs is helping you, again, like announcing the calls where you can submit your application and do 1 semester abroad, study over there, get some cultural experience, and come back and continue at Koç. And also, what you can do, we have unique system of track programs, meaning certificate programs. So it's like very common question nowadays from the students asking, for example, do you have a major in marketing, or do you have a major in AI? I mean, everyone is asking about AI. It's a very popular topic, I would say, right? We don't have a separate major, but we have track certificate programs that you can apply after first year of studying. And let's say you can see here per faculty, right? In which faculty, what are the options? So if you interested in that AI thing, right? So if you apply for computer engineering, you will be able to take AI track, or maybe it would be about networks, computer system, and so on. If you are studying in economics, you will be able to take marketing if you would like to, or any other track that is available. So this is, again, also a very good opportunity for students. At the end, with your diploma, you will receive a bachelor degree diploma, and you will be able to see the, like they will be adding something like your bachelor degree in computer engineering with a track program in AI, cryptography, and so on. So in this case, just to like sum it up, university is providing you very many opportunities that you can do within your second, third, and fourth year. It is, again, up to the student. All the options are always talked to you, and they are all presented to you during your first orientation weeks at university. One more important part, of course, is about your graduation, after, like, what's happening after graduation from Koç University. But I think more importantly to mention is what's happening during your studies here for your graduation, right? So we have a very dedicated office of career development office, which is basically can work with you starting from the first year of your studying. You can start going them, asking them questions, learning about what you can do. It's an also very common thing. I mean, for my experience, that, for example, you say, okay, I want to study international relations, but I don't know what I will do after 4 years. Okay, I know I'm interested in history, politics, geopolitics, and so on. But exactly for these questions, if you have in your mind, you can always visit Career Development Office. What kind of events they're doing? They're doing on-campus recruitment dates, for example. They are free to you, so like you will be able to see them in the student center where they conduct it every semester, I believe. On this left side, you can see just some of the companies that mostly representatives of these companies, they come on campus, they talk to you. If they have any kind of internship opportunities, they can offer you. Or they're looking for freshmen who are just about to graduate and you're in your 4th year, they might even propose you and offer job opportunity before you even graduate from the university. Most of them, they are from, these companies are Turkish, but you can see here is also Unilever, L'Oreal, and so on. And in any case, like most of these Turkish companies that listed here, they are very like they are very famous, popular, and prestigious companies here. So maybe you even here, I believe, because like Pakistan, Turkey definitely has a very like strong ties in this kind of case. So I'm sure many of at least our Pakistani students who come here to study at Koç already know a lot of companies, and maybe for some of them, they even it's a dream to work in this company. So don't miss these things as well. They're, again, like it's free of charge, of course. It's activity on campus. Just please make sure you attend them. In general, you can see some statistics, and I will be honest with you right now. This statistics is mostly for Turkish students for now, and I will explain why. Because internalization at Turkish universities started kind of recently. So 4 or 5 years ago, Turkish universities started recruiting more international students than before. So before they were individuals, now we take hundreds, some universities take thousands of students. So therefore, we're expecting this year and next year, let's say, to have a very solid statistics for our international alumni, where they can like to provide you and provide prospective students on where students are going, whether they are employed from after the graduation, or they go and continue with master programs on PhD. However, I would say it's not even that important, because all the students are receiving the same education from here. So you can see that, for example, 95% of participants of the survey last year, they already got their first job offer either within within 6 months after graduation, or even before graduating from the university. So that's also something to keep in your mind. Now to more, I would say, technical part of the presentation. Here we'll talk about the documents that you need to provide while applying application deadlines and tuition fees, scholarships, and so on. So first of all, at Koç University, for the undergraduate programs, we have only one intake. And actually, per regulations in all Turkish universities, there is only one full intake if you want to apply for a bachelor degree. Our applications are currently open. They opened on 1st of January and will continue until July. And most probably we will continue with the late application period until end of August. Here will be like, there is no basically any difference between these two periods, normal application period and late one. Only if you apply in the late one, you most probably will not be able to apply for the on-campus accommodation. So that's why please try to receive your offer and try to submit your applications once you get your all results on time to be able to apply for the dormitories. Application fee this year is around 600, like it is 600 TL, Turkish lira, equivalency of 220 USD. So it is a paid application fee. And how the application process works at Koç University, the system is also a bit different if you compare with many other Turkish universities. Once you submit your application, collect your documents, all of them, they will be checked on the eligibility, and if everything is correct, everything is fine, they will be sent to the professors' committee's evaluation. So each program has its own program coordinator and committee that evaluates your application. It might take up to 3 weeks for them to check your documents. Later, if you're accepted to university, you're receiving the offer. After receiving an offer, you consider if you would like to start at Koç University, you make your first tuition fee payment. And in September, you come to Istanbul, you register to university, which you can do online, but attend orientation weeks, collect documents for student residence permit, and so on. Which documents, like I will show you very separate slides with minimum requirements for international exams and diplomas that we accept at Koç University. But let's go through this like checklist, what is compulsory and what is optional. So first of all, the standardized university admission exam or diploma score, which is like, for example, it can be A-levels, IB, SAT, and so on. Those documents are compulsory for submitting in order for your application to be eligible for evaluation, as well as your high school transcripts. If you study 11 years or 12 years, depending on like how many years of your education you have, last 3 years of your high school, and it's not necessary to be completed. You can still apply with this. It's a separate thing for IB A-levels, I will explain, but if you just study for the national curriculum, let's say, and will be applying with SAT score, so you can apply without getting your final high school diploma, as long as you have the scores that we ask from you from SAT, let's say. For the English proficiency exam results, also, I will be speaking a little bit more in detail later on. But one thing what I want to mention, it is also a compulsory exam to submit. So before applying, please make sure that all these exams, you're signed up for all of these exams, because if you apply with one document missing, your application will stay on hold until you submit this application. Which English proficiency exam are accepted, I will be telling you just literally a couple of minutes later. And the final compulsory and mandatory tasks, let's say, that you need to complete is interview. This year, it is a pre-recorded interview. So what you will be receiving, it is a link with the interview link where you go, you adjust your web camera, microphone, and then you will be able to see a question that you need to reply, record yourself, and then submit to application that will directly go to the admission committees for evaluation. Please just make sure that you follow the instructions of the interview, don't refresh the page, don't go back and so on. Otherwise, there might be some technical problems that you will face. Some optional documents. Again, they are optional, but we still very, very much recommend you to submit most of them if you possess. So your application will be looking fully completed, right? Or just imagine that, like, think of your application as a portfolio. So more things you upload, very good. That can be showing you as a unique applicant in the eyes of the admission committee is better for you. So it can be motivation letter, recommendation letters from your teachers, and any extracurricular documents such as international, national competition, certificates, volunteering, maybe you completed some volunteering jobs and so on. So anything sports, like anything you succeeded in can be shared and uploaded to the application system. Also, this is, I think, a good thing to check before you start applying to Koç University. We have an admission statistics website, which we update every year after we receive the data from the enrolled students for each year. You can visit it. It's open to the public and to see, because we have sometimes very common question is like, if I apply with this A levels, this grades, or if I apply with this SAT score results for this program, how much can I be admitted? What are my chances? Can I get a scholarship? Can I be awarded a scholarship? Our International Student Recruitment Department doesn't we are not evaluating your application, so it is not up to our decision. We cannot comment on this. It is only in the hands of the professors committee. So in this case, we just refer you to this page. For example, you can check how many students, with what kind of points of SAT, let's say, score results, students applied to College of Administrative Sciences in average, and kind of get an idea, will you be able to admit it or not? Again, like their minimum admission criteria, but this is like based on the cohort that we accepted last year in fall 2023. Apart from this, what you can check is also students from which countries are studying in Turkey, with which diploma scores we're accepting here. You can see, for example, most of the students are accepted with the SAT, but of course, students also with A levels, IB, ACT, and other national curriculums that we might accept at university. All the information is stated here. Now about the minimum criteria for the, first of all, we'll start with the international exams. So if you study in Pakistan with a national curriculum, you don't have A levels or IB results, you unfortunately cannot apply to university just with your high school diploma. You will have to submit one of these exams that are shown on this on your screen right now. So it can be SAT, ACT, or advanced placement exam. The most popular, as you might already understand, like you probably understood, is SAT. And here are the minimum criteria for each college. We call faculties college. You can see here's like abbreviation, right? So for CASE, College of Administrative Sciences and Economics, the minimum is 1,200, and then it's increasing. So for example, for School of Medicine, the highest is 1,450 just to be eligible to apply. If you are less than this, like for example, if you want to apply for mechanical engineering, but you have less than 1,300 SAT, please either retake SAT and then submit your application, or don't apply, because your application will be automatically rejected. But please always keep in mind, of course, the higher scores, which are more than the minimum admission criteria, more chances to be admitted to university and more chances to get any kind of scholarship that we offer. For IB and A-level students, there is a slightly different system, because you will not be able to have these exams unless you had a gap year, right? You finished last year, you already obtained them. But if you're still preparing for your A-levels and IBs, and A-levels, as we just communicated with Ms. Zahra, of course, is more popular in Pakistan than IB. So let me just give it examples with Cambridge International System. Here again, you can see the minimum requirement that you need to obtain. However, since the final grades you will be receiving in August, that is unfortunately later than if, for example, you get your SAT score results and you sit for it in May, and 2 weeks later you will be able to obtain it and get the results and apply. So you can apply with the predicted A-level grades with no problems. So you can be applying with predicted, but please note that if you are admitted to the program, you will be admitted conditionally. Conditionally meaning that once you receive your final A levels, immediately report them to school and see if they match the predicted grades, then there is no problem. But there is also some chances that your predicted grades might be below, final grades below what you have reported as predicted grades. So in this case, there are several options. First of all, if your final grades do not match the criteria, like minimum criteria, your admission will be withdrawn. That's gonna happen for sure. If it's gonna be slightly less, let's say not 3 A levels with grade B or higher, but you'll get 3 A levels with sorry, for the engineering, let's say it will be not A stars, but it will be A. You still might be accepted, but maybe your scholarship will be reduced. So in this case, it's very important. And we also, by the way, just recently communicated with the Cambridge international representatives about this, that predicted grades, whatever teachers are writing for you, it would be really good to match, I mean, to be not very high, so at the end you wouldn't receive less what was expected, because it might harm your admission at university, any university, I believe, for working in the same system as Koç. So again, you can apply with your predicted grades, but you'd better meet the criteria and get the same final grades at the end of the day. So this is the thing that you please need to think, and especially teachers who are providing you with the predicted grades before that. And for the English proficiency exam results, here is let me start with a not a very nice announcement. I would say maybe for some of the students it's going to be a shock, but it's been several years, I would say more than 5-6 years, that Turkey doesn't accept IELTS score results, unfortunately. And we know that, again, from my experience working with Pakistani students, this is the most popular exam that you're taking if you're planning to apply abroad. So you can see the list of the proficiency exams that we accept. And we very commonly have a question like, if I come from Pakistan, where English is an official language, can I study without providing one of the English proficiency exams? The answer is no, because according to the Council of Higher Education, Pakistan is not included in the country where English is considered official. Okay, so there are some certain regulations that we need to follow, because we are all the institutions are regulated under the Council of Higher Education of Turkey. So that's why you need to follow this as well. And the second thing is about A levels. So also many of you might ask, what about O levels? If I have English subject in that, will I be able to apply and be exempted from the English proficiency exam results? The answer is no again. So let's go one by one and through this list. We do accept TOEFL IBT. We do accept Pearson PT, academic Pearson test of English. We accept Cambridge's, but like exams, English proficiency exams. And YDS, it's Turkish, it's exam that conducted in Turkey. Maybe for some of you, I don't know, maybe you already located and studying in Turkey in high schools. You can also consider this exam to be taken. We, again, comparing to many other Turkish universities, we don't have our own English proficiency exam. So the things to keep in mind is that IELTS is not accepted. We cannot accept A level or O levels with English subject, and we don't have our own internal exam. So please, these documents need to be prepared before you apply to Koç University. Make sure that you also make a report. If, like, for example, you're sitting for TOEFL, you send the electronic score reports to our institution number so we can receive them smoothly. I think it's kind of like clear about the English proficiency exam results. And for the students, by the way, who are studying again with A levels, IB, or if you apply with AP, there is a good thing that you can see here the tables. If you obtain such grades in your A levels or IB or AP, you might be exempted from some of the courses from Koç University, like from you see related courses here, like chemistry, math, physics, and so on. So that's kind of a plus if you obtain one of these results that are shown on the screen. Now we'll talk about the tuition fees for all our undergraduate programs. For all faculties except medicine, the yearly tuition fee is 21,500 USD. This is the price, the tuition fee that we have starting from this year, 2020. Like students who applied this year already making the payment fee accordingly. It might increase. I mean, like for the next year, this is the stable price. It didn't change, but also what to be kept in the mind that the prices, even if you come and study here for 2 years, and then there is again some kind of inflation thing in Turkey, and the prices might be increased, not very much, but still. So this is also the thing to be somewhere, just so you remember about this. And later, if you study on your second, third, fourth year, it wouldn't be a very big shock for you that the price slightly might change in dollars. For medicine, the cost of education is 29,500 USD per year. Again, don't forget that it is for medicine is 6 years long, so you will have to find enough funds, sufficient funds to be able to cover the tuition fee. And another thing about considering, we already talked about the prices in Istanbul, but here you can check approximately how much you would spend per accommodation, for your insurance, health insurance that is mandatory. When you come here, you will have to obtain private health insurance. Then for monthly, like monthly spending money, study materials, stationery, and so on, those are approximate prices that when you top them up, it becomes around 15 to 20,000 USD per year. But there is good news, of course, that we offer different kind of scholarships, including 25, 50, 75, and 100% scholarships, with the only exception that sad news for the medicine students, we don't offer any scholarships. So other than medicine, you're automatically, like when you're applying, you're automatically being evaluated for the scholarship. Scholarship, if it's awarded, it can cover only 4 years of your study and only study. No accommodation or monthly spending is not included into this list. Scholarships are only merit-based and decided, as I already said, by the admission committee. So just what to keep in your mind is basically higher scores, like scores are very important, of course, whether it's IB or SAT score results, that will be I would say the main criteria for the admission committee. But your interview, if you have motivation letter, your extracurricular activities will be playing a role. So in general, the evaluation is done in a holistic way. So that kind of a tip from our side. After your acceptance to university, once you receive your offer, I would like to share how we follow up with the students, specifically our office, International Student Recruitment Office, together with a couple of other related units. First of all, once you accept it, you will be receiving a series of different emails. You can see the, let's say, approximate headlines of that is some information about pre-arrival webinars that we do for the students every year, about our on-campus, off-campus accommodation, about student residence permit, and so on. At the same time, on the admitted students page on our website, international.edu.tr, you can find all the key dates, like when the registration is taking part, where the application for accommodation is open, and so on. So we kind of like kindly suggest you, if you're admitted to university, before like trying to ask one department to another, go through this website, because it's very it's very informative. If you don't find any information, you can always contact us, so we can help you with any questions you would have. This thing is very good for the students. It's an application called Going App. It's been second or third year Koç University is using it for our international students, not only full-time, also for Erasmus and exchange students, by the way, that can help you to make friendships with students from all other countries and nationalities as well. So what it is, once you're accepted to university, you will get an access with a specific unique code, individual code of Koç University that you enter this application. You can consider as a, let's say, kind of WhatsApp, but there are separate groups what you can check, and you can meet current students who are already studying at Koç University. You can ask any questions to them. You can meet your future classmates. You can organize a group, for example, if you only want to communicate in one specific group for specific questions with Pakistani students, you can organize a Pakistani students at Koç University group. You can enter all other groups as well. Also, there is information that is posted regularly. Let's say any announcement done by university is posted from here. You can connect to even international office representatives like us. We are also on this application. So this is a very good thing for you to learn something before you come to Koç. So imagine you don't know your current, your future classmates, but you can already start your communication. If you very common and very popular group is off-campus accommodation, because if you are late or you couldn't get a room or you don't want to stay in dorm, you start asking people, are you renting a house, or let's share the house together, and so on. Everything can be done from here. So again, but this application is only mobile application is only for Koç University student. So yeah. And after arrival, I would like to introduce briefly another office. They are our colleagues, but we are two separate offices. This is the Office of International Community. And there is a very good team of 3 people, as you can see on the screen, that are helping you after you come to university. Before, any questions you can address to us, specifically to me. I can be your contact of point, or Ms. Zahra from AWM, right? But any questions you have later on, you can always ask to this team. What are they helping with is a bureaucratic support. So if you need visa, for example, they're preparing the visa letters. If any questions occur about residence permit, they're responsible to reply and collect the documents once you come here. They do different activities for the international students, like Turkish coffee hours, where you can meet with people, Turkish people, international people, and, for example, practice your conversational Turkish language while drinking coffee or while drinking tea. This year, they also organized the International Week, where I believe our Pakistani students cooked biryani, if I pronounced correctly. So I unfortunately missed that part because I was abroad in a different country. But according to what I've seen on the social media, the week was very nice with a lot of different activities and students from different countries representing their tradition, costumes, dances. That's wonderful. I believe it's a part of many universities all around the world. But again, it also depends on you, how you want to contribute. More you do also for university would be better in this case. And the last thing before we come and start answering the questions that you already started typing in that section, this is the social media information of ours. First of all, there is a common email that we are looking at and trying to reply on the daily basis. Website with all the information that I showed you, screenshot, admission statistics, after you get admitted to Koç, how to apply, and so on. Everything can be found here. Those are the social media. We are on TikTok. This is the thing we're mentioning recently. So please follow us. You can also just check. There are different feedbacks from our current students who are studying at university, their stories, how they went to exchange abroad semester, for example, exchange semester abroad, sorry, and so on. So thank you very much for your attention. I will stop sharing the screen. And we will, yes, Ms. Zahra is also here with me, so we'll
Thank
be
you, Ms.
answering
Irina.
your questions.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was so detailed and very comprehensive. I think, whenever we see representatives from Koç, you are always very humble. But to our students from Pakistan, I would like to tell that Koç is the dream university of any Turkish student. And it is one of those universities which is recognized globally. Plus, Koç is a foundation university owned by a Fortune 500 company called Koç Holdings. So these are all facts about the university which make it a very, very important destination to go and pursue your higher education. And frankly, if you make it to a university like Koç, you will be very lucky. I think you have a partnership with LUMS Pakistan, and often, students, what they tend to do is that they feel, oh, but LUMS, you know what, students from undergrad complete their undergrad degree at LUMS, and they come to Koç for a master's program. So imagine getting to do your undergrad at Koç. It's a better ranked university. I feel we have a few questions. I don't want to take your time. And how would you like to go about this, Ms. Reena? I think you would you like to read the questions, or should I do them, do it for you, whatever you are comfortable with?
I think I'm okay. I can read the question out loud and then
Okay,
reply
great.
to the question as well. So meanwhile, if you still have questions, please, our participants keep on writing in this section. So I'm going one by one.
Can I just, sorry, I'm just cutting you in the middle. I just want to add a tiny little detail that AWM is the official representative of Koç in Pakistan, and we'll help you help process your application. Also, we are working on the panels of some of the major schools. So, with that, you get extra benefits as well. So if you have any questions later on, you could ask Ms. Reena, you could contact us. Either way, it's a win-win situation for you. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we will start with the first question. The first question is about if student has both SAT and A-level results, does the student need to submit both of them, or only one of them will be enough for admission in the College of Engineering? And I will answer it without not specifically for the College of Engineering. In general, if you have both exams and you can apply and submit both of these documents, that actually would be great. But please always make sure that your, let's say, scores on SAT and scores on A levels don't have that much very big difference. So they should be a little bit at the same time, because if the professor's committee will check and say your SAT is 1,000 total, but your A levels is A star, so they will have a question why there is such a big gap. It may be because you just sat for SAT for the first time in your life and you were preparing hardly for A levels, but for them that would be a question. So if you think that both of your results are very good and on the same level, then you can apply. You can also consider this thing, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, that's also important. If you think that your A levels will not be enough, like according to our minimum admission criteria, but you can do better on SATs, you can still submit with your A levels, even if they don't meet the predicted, the minimum admission criteria. Let's say you apply for engineering, you have only BBB, but our minimum criteria is A, right? So, but your SAT is 1,550 with mathematics around 800, then you can still submit both documents and you will be evaluated based on your SAT. Okay, so this is also keep in mind. I know that it might be confusing sometimes for the students, so you're always welcome to send your email later in written. Again, ask Ms. Zahra, ask me. So if you forget after today's webinar and so on, before submitting your application, you can always get a written answer as well on this, and always have it in front of your eyes. The next question will be that the dates for SAT exams have passed. Is it necessary for admission? Yes, if you're studying with the national curriculum in Pakistan, SAT or ACT or AP will be compulsory for submitting to university. And don't worry, SAT exams didn't pass. I mean, December one, yes, but we still have May going on. We still have June going on. So please just check, go ahead to the College Board's website, check the dates, sign up for the exam, and you can take one of those exams. So don't worry, it's not over. The next one question is, are all level English grades accepted? I think that was the question typed right when I was trying to explain about the English proficiency exam, but let me repeat again. All levels English subjects cannot be accepted as English proficiency exam exemption. And this is based, again, not on the university regulations, but of the regulations of the Turkish Council of Higher Education. Next question will be, if you have to apply for Media and Visual Arts department, However, your A-level grades are average, but you have good extracurricular activities on national and international level, is there a chance of getting 100% scholarship as talent-based? Okay, so first of all, by meaning average A-levels. So for media and visual arts, we require minimum 3 A-level subjects with minimum B grade. If it's below, if it's going to be C, D, and so on, your application will be automatically rejected if you don't have SAT, let's say, because you need to meet our minimum admission requirements as it was shown on the slides, and you can also find this information later on the website too. Of course, as I mentioned, extracurricular activities plays a very good part, but the main valuable, let's say, like the most valuable thing for the professors committee will still be your grades. So please make sure that you study well, prepare well for the exams, and then submit your application. And by the way, also, I think I didn't mention this during the webinar, you can apply up to 3 programs at university. So if you're not sure like what you would like to study, or if you want to just see the chances of scholarship, because each program has different program coordinator and they will be evaluated differently. So I mean, like by professors committee. So you might get scholarship better to one program, but less to another one. So you can apply up to 3 programs. Please consider this as well, of course. So I hope I answered this question. Okay, so the question is, if I'm a private student, can I apply to the university? You can apply. The only thing, so I think I didn't mention this as well, right, Ms. Zahra, about high school equivalency paper. So, okay, let me add this information for you. In Turkey, in order to be able to enroll to any Turkish university, during the registration time, enrollment time, you need to provide a document called Denklik. Denklik, the translation of it will be high school equivalency certificate, meaning that your high school diploma is equivalent to the Turkish one. According to the recent regulations that we received from the Ministry of Education for the last 3 years, I guess, in Pakistan, if you have your high school curriculum, you can apply and get high school equivalency paper, like Pakistani high school curriculum. If you apply with IB, okay. If you apply with A-levels, only with A-levels. So if you complete your school with AS levels, you will not be able to get this document. So you have to obtain A-levels in order to be able to apply to this high school equivalency paper. And if you're private, sorry, if you're a private candidate, you can also do so, but you need to show that you completed full high school education in your country. That will be considering high school equivalency. So we cannot also guarantee on this.
May I just add to it?
Yes,
May I just add to it? I think the benefit of those students who are enrolled at schools is that initially they can apply based on their predicted grades. And then later on, once the actual grades come, they can submit. Private candidates have to apply with their A-level grades only. And then you can get from the Turkish embassy over here in Islamabad, or later on in Turkey as well. So there's a path for that as well. That should not be a problem. However, initially, this is the only disadvantage that you have, that you should have the A-level grades with you when you're applying. So you can only apply in August, I believe.
Yes, exactly. And there is a specific procedure of this. Ms. Zahra knows very well, we know very well, but we don't want right now to stay too much on this information, because like it's only after you admitted to university, then we provide you with all the necessary details, how to obtain this equivalency paper, what kind of stamps, apostilles you need, and so on. So for now, the only important thing to know is that you will need to apply for this paper. That's it. Yeah. And the next question will be, can the SAT score be super scored? Well, we don't accept super scores, unfortunately. So just your general SAT 1 scores, that's the only thing what we accept at university for now, again. And the next question will be, are international students allowed to work? And if yes, what are expected yearly earnings if international students are allowed to work? So again, there are some regulations that are a bit different from from other countries. I know, like from the UK, let's say, right? In some European countries, Asian countries like South Korea and so on, you are allowed to do a part-time job while studying. In Turkey, unfortunately, this is not the case. So legally, it is kind of forbidden to do the part-time job. But what you can do as an option, what we can suggest, you can be doing study and work on campus only. For example, you can become International Student Recruitment, our office assistant, and help us with some duties in the office. But the earnings, I would say it will be just pocket money, let's say, to go and have a nice dinner outside. So you shouldn't count on it. And this is very important information for you. So please, you wouldn't be, you shouldn't count on any kind of earnings here to sustain your life and cover your tuition fee. You need to make sure that you can do it from the very beginning, because again, or maybe in 2 years, Turkish government will allow part-time jobs, but we cannot promise, we cannot know, these things are changing. So another thing, like you can also be employed at the same time as a full-time person in any kind of company, firm, and so on, but they have to provide you a working permit. So that's another thing. And most of the students cannot apply to any companies without having bachelor degree diploma. So only if you stay here for masters and so on. What you also can do, I mean, as I said, like in case of earning money, the only assistantships within the campus can be suggested. Also, if you work on some kind of involved into some academic research programs with the professors, and there are some specific funds that provided, you can also benefit from there. And the third thing is if you are getting employed by a company, but again, most of them, they will require bachelor degree diploma. So let's just sum it up. You cannot, let's say, go and become a waiter in cafe, unlike in many other countries. This will require you to be providing a work company to actually employ you and give you a working permit. So this is the difference from many other countries. Okay, the question is if it is possible to come as a transfer student. Yes, we do accept transfer students. However, there is a different office that evaluates and dealing with the request for the transfer students. It is a registrar's office. If you would like to, let me just a second. Let me share our email address. Even if it's regarding the transfer, you can send it to us. We will provide you brief information and the contact of the office that is in charge of the transfer students. Okay, so this is our emails. I think everyone can see it right now. Please send us email even today so we can connect you to the office that is dealing with the register office, with the transfer students. Okay. And the same question, I guess, from the same person: what GPA do you need to keep up to come as a transfer student? So again, this is the thing, the same thing. Just please contact us via this email, and we will connect you with the related department regarding transfer questions. And we don't have any questions, but I think we can still give a minute maybe for students to process the information.
Yeah.
And as I said, we will be sharing the email to those students who registered through the AWM's advertisement and so on, on their social media and stuff, and also from our side. So since you are registering and showing your email address, we'll be sharing recording too, so you can go through it. And yes, I think I don't see any other questions, Ms. Zahra, and I believe everything is kind of clear.
Yes, I think we should call it a day. And thank you so much for the very, very informative session. And I hope the students are able to take back from this. And inshallah, we have more students register to Koç.
Okay. Thank you so much again for your time for arranging this. And just a second, one more question then. We are not done yet.
Okay.
If my parents are no longer funding my education, will I qualify for financial aid under myself? So good that someone asked this question too. Well, we do not provide need-based scholarships, but however, we have a specific scholarship office that you might submit your application for that, but it is really not guaranteed that you'll be able to get any kind of financial aid from the university. So again, this is I would say the most important thing, one of the most important thing to consider before applying to Koç University, that actually your family will be able to cover 4 years, let's say, or 6 years if it is medicine, of education and life here in Istanbul. One more question will be, can the SAT reading and writing score be used for an English waiver? The answer is no as well. So only those exams that were shown on the screenshot, like screen today during the presentation, which is TOEFL IBT, Pearson test of English. Yes, you can consider taking one of those. SAT, unfortunately, no. And one thing also, by the way, I wanted to mention, if you're ever coming here to Istanbul before, like if you applied or before you decided to apply, if you like coming with the touristic purposes, let's say, you can always send a request to us minimum like 2-3 weeks in advance and visit our campus, because we do organize campus tours for the students as well and their families to visit. I see some thank you message. Thank you as well for everyone to attend.
Thank you so much.
Ask good questions. Wish everyone very nice weekend ahead, week ahead.
Take care, Irina. Have a good day and a great week. Bye-bye.
Have a great week. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.